It's Week 15 of the 2042 season, and we'll see this team's speedy running back. He ranks among the rushing leaders, third in the league on the season. This should be a good one to watch on EA Sports.
Welcome in, everyone, to this presentation of the National Football League on EA Sports. The final 4 weeks of the NFL regular season is upon us. Welcome to the home stretch. Welcome to the booth. Mike Tirico with Greg Olson. Partner, it's Week 15. Just feels like a horse race. We're at the top of the stretch. Now it's the sprint for home.
And up until this point, Mike, every team's goal is, can we be in the conversation for the playoffs in this final 4-week stretch? Where here we are. And if you've done that, well, man, there is nothing more exciting than playing NFL football at the end of the regular season when you're in playoff contention. But for those who aren't, this is where you...
Stage is set. Ball is on the tee. And off we go on EA Sports. This one taken at the 7. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. So the visitors ready to go on offense here for the first time. Leading this offense, their veteran quarterback.
The thing that stuck out to me, Mike, was when we met with him this week, immediately, right at the start of the production meeting, was his ability to take ownership of last week's loss. He said, listen, if I don't make those 2 interceptions, we probably win that game. And when you go back and watch the tape, I love how hard he is on himself. He played pretty good ball. If he can eliminate those couple bad throws, a couple bad decisions, when he's good, he is as good as there is in the NFL.
They'll throw out of the gun. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. An early test to start this one. 3rd and inches. They'll try to get the running game going. His first carry. And he'll keep the drive moving. He's got the first down up to the 45.
I think everybody in the stadium saw that run coming, Mike, but good luck stopping it. I mean, all he really had to do was just fall forward, and it would be enough to pick up the first down.
Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Second down and 3. Throwing now from the gun. That is going to be caught by the rookie wideout. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route depth, you stick that foot in the ground, you break in, balls on time, results in a nice first down pickup.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. Lone back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. He'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. Going down the center of the field, open man, and it's taken in. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. Play 8 of the opening drive coming up, and now they face 3rd down. Trying to pick this one up on the ground. And it looks like he's going to have that first down. He will, not by a whole lot, but he's got it enough. They convert on 3rd down.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the first down.
And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. Throwing left side there, but it is incomplete.
He just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot. I like the idea of taking your shot there on third down, pushing the ball downfield, looking for the touchdown. But now as it brings up fourth down, you're already this close. You're in field goal range, but do you keep that offense on the field and try to maintain possession and see if you can come away with 6? A lot of times as an offensive player, you come off the field, you're not thrilled to end a drive like this with a field goal, but I think in this case, you can label it a success. You were able to operate your offense. You were able to quiet this crowd just a little bit and come away with an early lead.
And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. This crowd ready in anticipation. Their offense taking the field for the first time. They'll be led out by the quarterback now in his 4th NFL campaign.
Last week, when you go back and watch and study this tape, Mike, the problem is at the quarterback position, you need to be a difference maker. Last week, they were trying to overcome his poor performance, and you're just not going to be able to do that week in and week out at this level. Your quarterback has to be a driving force. He has to be a productive player within your system, and when you turn the ball over the way he did last week and not really lead to any points or any real sustained success on offense, that is a hard combination if you expect to win. So they're going to need more production, they're going to need more touchdowns, and they're going to need less turnovers. It's asking a lot. It's a big change from last week, but without it, I don't know if they can expect the results to ever change.
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
That's complete on the tight end screen.
Not every pass has to be thrown downfield. You can rely on the run after catch, especially a big body like this tight end. Get the ball in his hands early and let him pick up the rest after the catch.
They'll try and throw for it on 3rd and 1. And he'll be taken down, but good enough to keep this drive going. It's a first down.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need, but really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch. Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea...
That's going to be intercepted. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
Well, that's the fast start they talked about all week, Mike. You come out, you take the immediate lead with your opening drive. Your defense goes out there, they force a turnover early. All these plays allow you to just keep stacking momentum early in this ball game. This game is far from over, but anytime you get out to a start like this, it is a lot harder for your opponent to battle back.
The visitors' offense and their running back set to go once more. And we show you the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns. As you can see, he's right up there among the best in the league. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. They'll put a receiver in motion right. And he's close to the first down. Gets 4 yards on the gain, but it will bring up 3rd down. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. So the decision has been made, and they will send the field goal unit out. This one from 49. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the visitors, on the strength of 2 field goals, take a 6-0 lead. So the lead stands at 6-0 as this one is kicked off. This will be returned from the 6. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The home team's offense ready to take over as we check out the playoff race in the NFC. Still plenty to play for as the temperatures dip and we hit the final month, the money month of the season. And a short pickup to about the 30. With that, I want to give you a look at his numbers on the ground in last week's game. Here's a 2nd and 9. They'll stick with him again. And he finds some daylight. Up past the 35-yard line. A pickup of 7. Here's 3rd and 2.
Makes it 3rd and 2.
They'll try to get this one on the ground. And he's going to have it up there for the 1st down. Take it up to the 43-yard line.
Nothing real fancy about this call here, Mike, right? In this 3rd and short, just get the ball to your running back, make sure he has enough space to pick up the 1st down, and they're able to convert.
Right back to him on 1st down. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning 1st down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete. 3rd and long. They'll look to throw. He's going to take a shot. Sends it down the middle. That is knocked away downfield, incomplete. He made sure not to let the receiver get behind him. 3rd down stop sets up 4th down. And now here comes the punt team. He'll take this in back at the 16. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. So 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 22. They'll begin here on the ground. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. They face 2nd down and 7. He'll drop to throw. Looking middle of the field, it's complete. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short. 3rd and a yard. Handoff here, up the middle, and that's going to be enough for a 1st down, taking this to the 34.
It's a gain of 3. 1st down, London.
Now, faking the give. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. From the gun, here's a handoff. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6, and it sets up 3rd down. On play action, he'll set up to throw. He'll go right and find his running back. And he'll be stopped short of a 1st down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down. Special teams out to the field, ready for this punt. And not much doing there. They made sure he would not get free. The home team's offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. The deficit, 6 points. A touchdown here would be mighty nice for the offense. See what they can do on this drive. 1st and 10. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down.
Tackled at the 25-yard line. A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And he's taken down on what should be the final play of this first quarter. 1 quarter in the books. It's a close game early on. And EA Sports NFL Sunday returns after this. Line of scrimmage is the 37-yard line for 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Quick throw here is complete. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. He'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. Now he'll run it. And he's going to slide to a stop and avoid the contact. But since he started there, he's still shy of the 1st down. On 3rd down, we'll try to get it on the ground. A gain there of 11. And that will be a 1st down.
And that's a heck of a run there on 3rd and 1. So often these backs, they're just thinking, all right, just get 1 yard, pick up the 1st down. But not this guy. He's thinking, I know where the marker is, but I'm going to pick up as many yards after that as I can. That's exactly what he does. Fresh set of downs.
Here's a 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6 at the 39-yard line.
Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a 1st down.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. 2nd down and 8.
At the 20-yard line.
They'll run it on the inside handoff. And he'll get this close to a 1st down. Gets about 7, maybe a yard short of the 1st down. Can they keep this drive rolling? Here is 3rd and inches. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient. But at others, he just misses too many easy throws. Question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out? This play should always end up converting a 4th down, especially at this distance. But you can't tell me there weren't some nerves on that sideline as they sent that play in to snap it. But fortunately, nothing to worry about.
It is brought in the end zone for the touchdown. It's his 4th touchdown on the year. Greg, it's one of those, sometimes you got to feel like you know where the ball's going to go, and the defense knows it too, but it still ends up in that guy's hands for the touchdown.
Absolutely, Mike. In these critical situations, like down here in the red zone, it's players, not plays. It doesn't matter what you draw up on the board. You say, okay, who's my best player? Put him in a good matchup, let him go win, and give him a chance. That's exactly what they do here, and I think we're going to see a lot of this the rest of the game.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. He'll start at the 4. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense headed back to take over once more. The deficit is 1, as they'll search now for that go-ahead score. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Drive will start on the ground, and he'll be brought down up around the 38-yard line.
The ability to be effective on 1st down, Mike, it just makes everything else easier. In the event you do have to face a 3rd down the road, they're usually a lot more manageable situations, a lot easier to convert.
Short pass taken in by the tight end. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. Now they'll set up to throw. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. A big play there on 2nd down, but we do have a flag on the field. And that's in an area where usually this play gets erased. Following the penalty, they'll run it. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. 3rd and long. Back to throw. In trouble, and he's going to be taken down.
Sometimes you just have to know when the play is over and live to play another down. He has pressure coming right at him, and instead of just throwing the ball away, he tries to escape, he tries to get creative, and he ends up losing a lot more yards than he should have.
On comes the punter now, as he's on to punt for the 2nd straight drive. This will be returned from the other side of midfield, and he'll be brought down. Short return, and they'll take over there. The home team's offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And he's been a workhorse in the backfield this season, right there amongst the league leaders in rushing late in the campaign. Quick throw, taken in. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. 2nd and 7. From the 50, he'll set up to throw. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down.
It's a gain of 2. Brings up 3rd and 5.
From out of the gun, he'll throw. That is intercepted. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the goal line. Nearly a pick 6, but he does set up the offense with 1st and goal.
It's not often, Mike, that everything breaks right for this type of return off of an interception. But boy, is it beautiful when it does. I mean, look at the defenders just flip around and become blockers, trying to spring their guy to the house. Great athleticism, some great moves on his part. I mean, he's going to have some of his offensive teammates looking over their shoulder for their position.
So now, after the interception, a sudden change situation. 1st and goal. Now, off the bootleg, he'll look to throw here. That is caught, back corner of the end zone. Has a touchdown.
Touchdown, London.
Greg, it's the quarterback's best friend, and you were that guy for a lot of years. The tight end in a tight area with man coverage.
Yeah, and it's really twofold, Mike, right? First and foremost, we see so many of these tight ends around the league that now have gotten to the point where one-on-one matchups, that's advantage offense. But then even in the cases they don't create great separation, Mike, it's their size, their catch radius. It's such a friendly target for the quarterback that when things get tight in the red zone, they look to the tight end.
Our home team, 7.
The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. Here comes a return from the 5. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The home team's offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. He'll get this out wide. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. Here's the punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. The visitors' offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They work with a 6-point advantage as they start this drive on 1st and 10. Up the middle they go. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. Here's 2nd and 6. They'll throw out of the gun. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line.
You can see this connection is just starting really to pick up. They're seeing the game through the same set of eyes, and that is the job of the receiver. What is my quarterback expecting from me? Where does he want me? Be there on time, and it leads to big gains like this.
And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
These crossing concepts are frequently used, Mike, throughout the entire game, all across the league. And what it does is it creates a lot of natural rubs. You run out the backside of the defense and rely heavily on the yards after the catch, and it's exactly how they're able to pick up this big game.
Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. To the right side here, pass is caught. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Two minutes to go here till halftime. Greg and I will be right back after this. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. They'll look to throw yet again. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
And this passing game continues to come up short these last couple plays. That's 2 consecutive incompletions in a row. Now they're staring 4th down right in the face.
They'll try to run. And he's not going to get there. Coming up a couple of yards short. This is going to be a turnover on downs.
You know, more often than not in the NFL, games are won based on who wins critical downs. Well, that 4th down attempt right there was exactly that, and this defense came up huge for a big-time 4th down stop.
This offense ready for their next possession, led by their running back. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drive. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Back to the air again on 2nd and 10. And nice work there after the catch. He's a little short of the first down after a gain of 7. He's got his man. Right side. It's complete. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a first down. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete.
So as halftime looms, Mike, they have to find a way to capitalize on this drive right here and make sure they end the half with some sort of points. Now, that incompletion, not ideal, but at the very least, it stops the clock. Catch your breath, get back in the huddle, and this next play, it's got to be a gotta-have-it best play call.
And this time, the rush gets home, and down he goes. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Got his receiver on the in-cut. He's got it. Now the offense will use their 3rd and final timeout. As the clock stops, 50 seconds to play until halftime. A tough spot here. 3rd and long. And they're going to get to him and take him down, taken back to the other side of midfield. Here's their punter now, as he's on here to punt this one away. Oh, not the greatest punt there. This is going to hit and go out of bounds. So now this team's offense going to take over here in the last minute of this first half. And they're going to hear it from this crowd. They're backed up deep as they start 1st and 10. And they'll get him down up around the 15-yard line.
This is such a critical moment in the game, that middle 4 minutes, the final 2 minutes of the first half, and then the possession to come out of the halftime break. So maximizing this possession here before halftime is critical. See if you can get a drive starter. See if you can get an easy completion to kickstart a 2-minute mode. And that's what they got here. Now they got to see if they can go down and steal some points.
All right, Michael, we'll get back to you and Greg in just a little. These two teams ready for the second half, and so are we. So let's get you back out to Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Coach, thanks. This one's still anyone's game. We'll see who can come out with the hot hand in this second half. About to get started. A return now from the 4. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. This team's offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this 3rd quarter. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. And that'll be a short gain up to the 27-yard line. Here's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Now a give up the middle. And they'll bring him down, but not until he gets to the 38-yard line.
We've seen this trend throughout the league, Mike. Offensively, everyone wants to have depth at the running back position. Yeah, it's great to have one guy, but if you could have 2 or 3 that can all come in and contribute on the ground, that's the goal, and we're seeing it here. Well defended there, and the quarterback's trying to attack this defense outside the numbers. Those really wide-angle throws near the sideline sometimes can be very hard to defend, so give a lot of credit to this secondary. They were all on the same page, and the ball falls incomplete.
We're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
This will be returnable from his own 15. And a nice return there. The offense not going to be backed up as much as they could have. Drive's going to start from beyond the 20. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. And he'll only get it to the 26-yard line, setting up 2nd and long. I'll give on the ground. Maybe a couple there. It's 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback.
And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. Set to go now on 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Throwing now from the gun. Throwing right. It's taken in. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
I'll tell you what, Mike, this is one of those times where you really see the evolution of the tight end position, right? It's not the days of just go past the 1st down, turn around, catch it, and fall. We see so many guys around the league that with the ball in their hand, they're almost more running back than they are tight end.
Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. Quick throw, out wide. It's caught. That's catch 3 just on this drive. And it gets his team a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Working from the shotgun, he'll hand this one off. And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. On the RPO, a throw to Flowers. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
He'll drop to throw. Nowhere to get away, and he's going to go down.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the 3rd sack of the game. And this defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
They come to the line needing 11 here on 3rd down. They'll look to throw. They'll try to hit him with a screen. And that screen's slow to develop, and they rally to the ball and stop him. That will be no gain on the screen. On 4th down, they'll send in the field goal unit. This a 44-yard attempt. No issues there. This one is good. And his guys will cut the lead from 6 down to 3.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Here's a run going left. And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here. There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
And on third down, that ball incomplete.
It's 2 straight plays now where this secondary has won their matchup, and right now the offense needs to find some plays that just call for easy completions. Get your wide receivers in space. Allow them to run after the catch, because right now these downfield passes, the defense is all over.
They'll take over. First down and 10 at their own 39-yard line.
From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. From the gun, they'll try to run it. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4.
At the 43-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
They'll run on 2nd down. He'll get about 3, and that's going to lead to 3rd down. Now a 3rd and 2.
Brings up 3rd and 2.
Now, faking the give. He'll go right and find his running back. And he's going to be out of bounds just past the marker. The ball was in the proper place for a new set of downs. He'll look to throw. He'll look over the middle and find his running back. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 46-yard line.
Out of the gun, here's a run up the gut. And it'll be a pickup of 3. So 3rd down, forthcoming.
At the 43-yard line. It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 2.
They'll send a tight end in motion. Moving this to the 36-yard line will give them enough. Chains will move. It's a 1st down.
First down at the 36-yard line.
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and let's also give some credit to the back end doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away.
They've converted twice on 3rd down on this drive. Now facing 3rd and 3.
Another carry for the running back. He was brought down at the
Big time
26.
stop there, Mike, on 3rd down. Now it sets up a 4th down decision for this head coach. Do I want to be aggressive and extend this drive, or am I content just sending out my field goal unit and trying to make this all square? I think at this stage in the second half, tie the game up. Hopefully my defense can get me the ball back and find a way to win here in the second half.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And his guys will tie the game here in the 3rd quarter.
So touchdowns are always the primary goal of every drive, but when you find yourself down 3 here in the second half, you've just got to find a way to tie the game up, and they were able to do that here.
And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. They're going to motion the tight end over here. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. And he'll be brought down on what will be the final act here in this 3rd quarter. So we are through 3. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. the play fake. He'll look to throw. He's going to take a shot down the field. And he will score. Touchdown. Greg, every touchdown counts the same, but the ones you get in the fourth quarter, they are the ones that feel a little more important.
Yeah, now that pressure shifts to your defense, your offense was able to go out and get the lead here late. Does your defense have enough left in them to get one more stop?
The extra point is up and through. And the visitors will go up by 7. So the lead is 7 now. Here in this fourth quarter, the tie has been broken. Let's see what happens on this kickoff. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. So they come to the line for first down and 10. Lone back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And that'll be a short gain up to the 27-yard line. Here's a 2nd and 9. They'll stick with him again. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
You want to see linebackers play downhill, Mike, meaning there's not a lot of side-to-side pursuit. They're attacking the line of scrimmage, attacking the ball carrier. That's exactly what we saw out of this guy here. He's able to make the stop.
And they will continue to go backwards. He's taken down for a sack.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front because right now, their pass protection is breaking down, and his quarterback's paying the price for it.
So it's fourth down. They'll call on the punt team. They'll be forced to punt, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This fielded inside the 35. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. Not much there. Maybe a yard. Now they'll set up to throw. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. This crowd into it now as we get to third down. Back to throw. And that is incomplete.
When you get the ball in this situation, what you're looking to do is not only end the drive with a touchdown to put the game away, but you'd love to chew up some clock. So with that incomplete pass now likely putting an end to this series, that's a big opportunity for them to try to close this game out.
But he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. To the air now on 1st and 10. Short pass taken in by the tight end. Catch number 7 so far in this one. And a first down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. Big play coming up. This is third down. He'll try and get there on the ground. And he will slide to a halt with a penalty marker down on the play. So let's check out this call. On fourth down, out comes the punter, as they are forced to kick for the 6th time today. Fair catch made here, and the drive will start at the 23-yard line. 1st and 10. Quickly to the outside and complete. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the 4th quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative, just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out.
They'll turn and hand this one off. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. It's out wide. They're trying the tight end screen. And it'll be taken down after a gain of 9. And 3rd down. Coming up. Out of the gun. He'll throw. Open man, right side. He's got it. And he will have the 1st down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
At this point in the game, Mike, it really starts coming down to the number of possessions. So that's a huge 1st down conversion. Fresh set of downs. Now, the balance is stay aggressive and maintain the ball, but also start working this clock.
They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6. A handoff as they try to run it here. And he's going to pick it up and take it down inside the 35 for the 1st down.
He's tackled at the 32-yard line. A gain of 9 yards. 1st down, London.
They'll stay on the ground. And that'll be a pickup of 3. They face 2nd down and 7. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And he's going to pick up the 1st down. Tackle made right at the 20-yard line.
2nd down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a 1st down.
And that keeps them ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Quick throw here is complete. And this drive's going to continue. He's taken down, but they are set up with 1st and goal. That's hauled in at the 2.
These are the worst. I had a couple years, Mike, where I swear I got tackled inside the 1-yard line 10 times, and then you look back and you're like, man, how many touchdowns did I leave on the board because I couldn't get 1 more yard? Now, for him individually, not ideal, but right now they're on the doorstep of the end zone, and they got to find a way to put that ball across the goal line. You know at this point, the defense has to sell out and stop the run. You know exactly what the offense is trying to get accomplished by keeping the ball on the ground. But now the question remains, are they willing to take some risk here and put the ball in the air on third down, or do they play it safe and keep running the clock by keeping the ball on the ground? How about this for a goal line stand, Mike? Your back's against the wall, back-to-back plays, you hold tight. They set themselves up here to defend a 4th and goal try.
Interesting decision. A field goal makes it a 2-score game. They're going to keep the hammer down and go for it on 4th and goal. Putting the tight end in motion. They'll throw out of the gun. And this is incomplete. They don't go for the field goal. Wind up trying to throw for the touchdown. They get nothing out of it on 4th and goal. This is 1st and 10. They'll begin here on the ground. And he'll move it out of harm's way. A gain of 3 up to the 4-yard line. So 2 minutes left to play in the second half. We'll come back and finish this one off after this. Here comes 2nd down. They'll run here. He'll manage only about 3, so it will bring up 3rd down. They'll drop to throw. That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down.
So you roll the dice on offense and you fail. But now you can't give up. Your defense has to go out there and get a stop. You have all 3 timeouts. You have time to get the ball back one more time on offense. So now your defense needs to answer the bell and give your offense one more shot.
This offense and their running back heading back on the field. And really, he has not produced a whole lot of highlights as we thought about coming in, that he could be a featured back in this one. Instead, no running lanes, no room to operate, stuck at the line of scrimmage, and generally taking this offense out of its flow. Well, a touchdown here could be the capper to a victory. It is 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he's not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose yardage. They push him backwards. Back to the 5-yard line now. 2nd down and goal. They'll go with him again. Hard running, close to the goal line, but they're going to mark him just short. Looking for that final yard. It's 3rd and goal. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
They couldn't quite connect there on that short pass, Mike, and I just think it's worth reminding everyone how different the concepts are down here in the red zone than what the rest of the game plan calls for in the normal part of the field.
Here it is on 4th down. And he's not going to get there. They stopped him at the goal line. It's a turnover on downs.
You give your offense a chance to close this game out. If they pick up the 1st down, this game is over. But now, after the defensive stop, we're starting to see some signs of life on that other sideline.
They'll come up for 1st and 10. They'll run. Oh, no. That is not going to work out at all. That will be a safety. And And that's the first thought in your mind, running a play from the 1. If you're the defense, trap them back behind the line, get a safety, and that's exactly what they do with the good stop there.
This is one of those situations, Mike, where the defense really understands what's coming. They know the offensive point of view is to just try to give themselves a little breathing room, move it away from the goal line, and in this case, they're able to capitalize, make the tackle for loss, and it leads to the safety.
That's fielded at about the 18.
And you think back to the first half, Mike, just how well he threw the ball, and you thought maybe this defense would come up with some answers in the second half to slow him down, but so far, that has proven to not be the case.
Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. Now this defense will use a third and final timeout as they get it with just under a minute to go in this football game. So, it's a win for our visitors. They're able to bounce back after a difficult loss a week ago, respond with a much better overall performance, and it culminates in a victory. So, that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. So long, everybody.